Clock is slow.
This clock was, so the meeting was over before we got in the building.
You're cool.
Regular meeting of the City Council held in the council chamber on Thursday, February 11th at 7 o'clock p.m. for the purpose of transacting any and all business. Notice of this meeting was posted on February 9th, 2016 at 9:34 a.m. This meeting is being taped and is live on SATV. All councilors are present. Council President Turiel presiding. Councilor Ryan moves to dispense with the reading of the record of the previous meeting. All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. I now request that everybody please rise to recite the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Councilor Dibble.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public testimony, none signed up. Hearings, none. Councilor Fury.
Mr. President, if I may, a point of personal privilege, if I may?
Yes.
Two happy occasions. Mr. President, fellow members, I'd like to wish personally happy birthday to former Mayor Tony Salvo. I had the distinct privilege and pleasure to serve with Mayor Salvo on the school committee during his tenure. Tony and his wife Lillian are a great couple, and congratulations to both on such a happy occasion. He turns 87 today. So happy birthday, Tony. Thank you. On a second occasion, happy news, like for all of us, I think, for happy news there. Each of us received a nice letter from Chief Mary Butler announcing that, if I may read, it's real happy news, I believe, positive, and I think so many people out there know Conrad. This is from Chief Mary E. Butler, Chief of Police. It is with great pleasure that I announce that I will be appointing Lieutenant Conrad Prosnewski to a vacant captain's position as a temporary after certification assignment. The temporary nature is due to the ongoing organizational review that the department has already begun in January of this year. The temporary nature is not a reflection of my strict confidence in Conrad's ability to be a successful leader in this department. And Conrad, to all of us, is the epitome of what a police officer is. And for him to be promoted to captain is a real delight, I think, for all of us in this community. We take great pride. Many of us have seen Conrad in the Citizens Police Academy. I took him twice in that Citizens Police Academy. That he was very involved and part of a new TV program called Behind the Badge. He's been involved in SATV. In so many areas of public service, Conrad stands out, and I wish to congratulate Chief Butler on this appointment. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilor. Any other councilors wish to make any announcements? Councilor Famico.
As a point of personal privilege, just a reminder to everyone, this Saturday is the PBD Essex Museum's Chinese New Year celebration. If anyone hasn't gone, it's absolutely fabulous. They have the dragon dancers and drums, and it's just really, really fun and a happy time. Thank you.
Appointments and reappointments.
We have the mayor's appointment of Richard Frank to serve as a member of the Bicycling Advisory Committee with a term to expire February 11, 2019.
Councilor Famico.
Move this be held under the rules.
Councilor Famico, rules will be held under the rules. Further appointments, reappointments.
We have the mayor's appointment of Michael Jaros to serve as a member of the Bicycle Advisory Committee with a term to expire February 11, 2019.
Councilor Famico.
I move this be held under the rules.
Councilor Famico moves this be held under the rules. Held. Further appointments, reappointments.
We have the mayor's appointment of Joseph O'Neill to serve as a member of the Bicycling Advisory Committee with a term to expire February 11, 2019.
Councilor McCarthy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that this matter be held under the rules.
Councilor McCarthy moves it be held under the rules. No objection. Further appointments, reappointments.
We have the mayor's appointment of Dan Schuman to serve as a member of the Bicycling Advisory Committee with a term to expire February 11, 2019.
Councilor Famico.
I move this be held under the rules.
Councilor Famico moves it be held under the rules. No objection. Further appointments and reappointments.
We have the mayor's appointment of Michael Williamson to serve as a member of the Bicycling Advisory Committee with a term to expire February 11, 2019.
Councilor Famico.
I move this be held under the rules.
Councilor Famico moves this be held under the rules. No objection. Further appointments and reappointments.
We have the mayor's appointment of Roberta Clement to serve as a member of the Cemetery Commission with a term to expire February 11, 2019.
Councilor Famico.
I move this be held under the rules.
Councilor Famico moves this be held under the rules. No objection. And further appointments and reappointments.
We have the mayor's reappointment of Christine Derby to serve as a constable with a term to expire February 1st, 2019. It's housekeeping only, originally in city council on January 28th, 2016, with a term to expire on June 28th, 2017.
Counselor McCarthy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move this matter be received and placed on file.
Counselor McCarthy moves it to be received and placed on file. So moved. Communications from the mayor.
We have an appropriation of $161,243.01 from Retirement Stabilization Fund Vacation Sick Leave Buyback Account for the following fire department employees: Paul Cranny, Paul Phillips, and William Francis.
Counselor Epley.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for suspension of the rules.
Counselor Epley moves for suspension of the rules. See no objection. Counselor Epley.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for adoption.
On Counselor Epley's motion for adoption, under discussion.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is, again, standard buybacks for 3 retirees from the fire department, Paul Cranny, Paul Phillips, and William Francis. We thank them for their years of service to the city of Salem and to our residents for keeping them safe over the past several years, and we wish each of them well in their retirement.
On Counselor Epley's motion for adoption, seeing no further discussion, all those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Mayor's informational page, none. Motions, orders, and resolutions. Counselor Milo.
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem and City Council, February 11th, 2016, ordered that an ad hoc committee be formed to review the rules of the City Council and that the committee report back to the full council with recommendations for any updates or changes. The committee shall consist of three city councilors, Councilor Milo, Councilor Lovely, and a third member to be appointed by the council president.
Under discussion.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yes, this came about through a number of discussions, I think, that I've had with individual counselors, and Councilor Lovely and myself had discussions. We, at the retreat that we had back in January, we talked about changing one of the council rules. There was also suspension of some council, the Rule 22, I think it was. You'll have to help me with that. Anyway, the bottom line is we think it's time to kind of sit down and look at what the rules are, what we do, compared with what it says we should do, what the rules say we should do. And so we figured we'd start out small, don't want to make it too wieldy, but by the same token, want input from everybody. So, I mean, if I started with 3 as a number, I don't know if that's the right number, if 5's a good number or whatever, but basically we just want to sit down and take a look at what we do and maybe what we should be doing or whatever. So that's basically it.
Okay, any
Thank
further
you.
discussion? Counselor Epley.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to applaud both Councilor Milo and Councilor Lovely for taking this on. I don't have any objection at all to this review taking place. I just have a question as to whether or not we need an ad hoc committee specifically for it, seeing as how we have a standing committee of ordinances, licenses, and legal affairs. I'm not on that committee, but we do have that standing committee that could address that, and I'm just putting that out to the body. Is an ad hoc committee necessary? I'm all for the review, and if both Councilors Lovely and Milo want to take the lead, great, fantastic. But I'm just wondering about having a standing committee.
Councilor McCarthy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I understand what my colleague across the aisle is trying to say, but I also agree with the idea of an ad hoc committee only because it isn't just per se the ordinances that govern the city council, it's also the Cushing's manual, which is a whole other set of rules, which is outside the body's, control. And that, I mean, we all got the book when we all, it's that little black book that's about this thick and it's somewhere in my house, I forget where it is. I've read, I can't remember the last time I read it, but there it is, see, right there. So, I mean, there's a lot outside of, I mean, I think at some point that ad hoc committee would then put their findings back to the License Order Legal Affairs Committee for any changes that we may want to make. Obviously, we can't change Cushing's rules, but we can change some of the other ones. The only thing with that is I agree with 3 members because obviously you don't want to create a quorum, and I don't know what committees, if any, that Councilor Milo and Councilor Lovely serve on together. That would be the only thing is I know that Councilor Lovely serves on License Order Legal Affairs and Councilor Milo serves on Finance, so that as long as you don't have a quorum of any subcommittee of the City Council, an ad hoc committee will work. So We'll leave it up to who's ever your discretion to find whatever the natural fit is, and some people may volunteer, but whatever fits naturally, so we don't have a violation of any of the rules. It seems to work.
Any further discussion?
Well, just quickly.
Counselor Sargent.
So all they would do, would review them and make recommendations to be brought into the Committee on Ordinance, License, and Legal Affairs, right?
That's correct.
So then it would move forward from that direction, right? Or not? Thank you.
Yes, Counselor Milo.
Thank you, Mr. President. I mean, these are open public meetings. Anybody can come in and offer, input. So, we're not looking to make this a closed type process. We obviously want input, and yeah, they're suggestions. They're not, I don't even know what they'll be in the end, but this is really kind of more of an exploratory type thing, and see how it goes.
No. Any further discussion? All right, on Counselor Milo's motion for adoption, all those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Further motions, orders, and resolutions. Counselor McCarthy.
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem, year 2016, an ordinance to amend an ordinance relative to traffic, be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Salem as follows. Section 1, Chapter 42, Section 50B, handicap parking. Time limited is hereby amended by repealing the following. Repeal Bentley Street, easterly side across from number 6 for a distance of 20 feet. Handicap parking zones, tow zone 10/26/2006. Section 2, repeal Bentley Street in front of number 2, handicap parking tow zone. This ordinance shall take effect as provided by the city charter. Under discussion, Mr. President?
Under discussion.
Thank you. Very briefly, a resident called me relative to this. I sent Lieutenant Brzezinski an email, and as it works out, the person that used to have this tow zone has, I believe, moved, and so therefore there's no need for it. And as you see, the date at which it was issued, 2006, typically handicap zones don't stick around for that long to begin with without coming back in front of us. So I'd move to approve.
Thank you. On Counselor McCarthy's motion for adoption for first passage, all those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Committee reports. Counselor McCarthy.
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem, February 11th, 2016, the Committee on Ordinance, License, and Legal Affairs, to whom was referred the matter of certain licenses, has considered said matter and would recommend approval, secondhand valuable and tag days.
On acceptance of the committee report, all those in favor? All those opposed? So moved. On adoption of the recommendation, under discussion.
No discussion, Mr. President.
Seeing no further discussion on adoption of the recommendation, all those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Further committee reports. Counselor Famico.
City of Salem and City Council, February 11th, 2016. The Committee on Government Services co-posted with the Committee of the Whole, to whom was referred the matter of discussing guidelines for cell sites, has considered said matter and would recommend that the matter remain in committee.
On acceptance of the committee report, all those in favor? Opposed? So moved. On adoption of the recommendation, under discussion.
Yes, last night we had quite a lengthy discussion with our Assistant City Solicitor. She's been really fabulous with gathering us information from other cities and towns, as well as some legal bodies of what we can and cannot regulate as far as cell sites go. She's currently still reviewing that and will be coming back to us at some point in time to let us know what the city can do as far as payment for these sites, where we can put them, what we can restrict and not restrict. She provided a lot of information for that, and if anyone at home uses Facebook, you can go take a look at my site and see what she presented to us as far as information goes.
Thank you. Any further discussion? On Councilor Famico's motion that this remain in committee, all those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Further committee reports. Councilor Famico.
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem and City Council, February 11, 2016. The Committee on Government Services co-posted with the Committee of the Whole, to whom was referred the matter of creating an ordinance relative to a parking and traffic commission, has considered said matter and would recommend that all of Section 1, as amended, remain in the Government Services co-posted with the Committee of the Whole, and that all of Section 2, as amended, be referred to ordinances, licenses, and legal affairs co-posted.
Under discussion.
We have to accept it.
Sorry, on acceptance of the committee report, all those in favor? Opposed? So moved. On adoption of the recommendation, now under discussion.
So this particular proposed ordinance, Section One of it deals with the actual commission of who would make it up, proposed before that. Section 2 is actually about having a parking and traffic director. So we've moved that section of it go to Ordinance, License, and Legal Affairs to move forward. But the Section 1, as far as the Parking and Traffic Commission, it still needs to be massaged out, get a lot of knots out. There isn't just one knot in there. There's a lot of points of discussion. We had some discussion as far as additional members who we think should be part of that. We had some discussion about approval versus veto, and just a lot of different details. There was a general consensus that having different departments come together for these issues, it would really help unify things in a way. It seems as though right now, even our parking, our current head of traffic for the police department sometimes doesn't know what engineering's doing with plans and doesn't know what the Department of Public Works is doing. And this would make it more cohesive so that going forward, we can get things done in a way that everyone's on the same page and that there's one central base for it. But there's still a lot of discussion to be had with that.
Any further discussion? Councilor McCarthy.
Very briefly, I would just want to commend Councilor Famico for chairing our first meeting last, was it last night or the night before? It was last night. She did a fabulous job. It was a lot of information brought forward, and she did very well. Didn't expect any less, but just want to recognize her for doing that.
Thank you, Councilor.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none. On Councilor Famico's recommendation that Section 1 be referred over to the Committee on Ordinances, Licenses, and Legal Affairs, and Section 1 remain in committee. I apologize. Yeah.
Reverse that.
Section 1 remain in committee, and Section 2 be referred to Ordinances, Licenses, and Legal Affairs. Co-posted with the Committee of the Whole. All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Communications from city officials. We have a
Received after the deadline of Tuesday noon due to a clerical error. Communication from the planning board recommending approval of the rezoning from R2 to residential two-family to B4 business, wholesale, and automotive for the parcels of 297 through 311 Bridge Street, the former Universal Steel site.
Councilor McCarthy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that this matter be referred to the Committee on Ordinances, Licenses, and Legal Affairs, co-posed with the Committee of the Whole, due to the late filing.
Thank you. No discussion is due to the late file. All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Petitions.
A request from the Wicked Running Club to hold the 6th annual Miles Over the Moon and use of city streets on July 8th, 2016.
All right, I see this has two councilors listed. Which one of you would care to take the lead?
I'll
Councilor
defer.
Famico.
I move this be approved, but this particular race this past time around, a friend of mine all of a sudden sent me a photo. Do you know this is starting outside of my window right now? So I please ask that the organizers make sure that the associations get notice out this particular one where it starts and ends, just so people know. It takes place around the Common, down Derby Street. I know one of our counselors ran it last time around, and she might have a challenger again this time.
Oh, boy.
So how much is going to charity on this?
On Councilor Famico, under discussion. Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I look forward to that challenge. This is actually a fantastic race. I've done this the last couple of years. This starts at the Common on Pleasant Street, and then it goes up into the Federal Street neighborhood and comes near the library down Essex Street, down to New Derby, and then out by the Bentley School and back and ends on the Common. But this is an absolutely fantastic race, and all the police officers that have come out for this, they're fantastic in helping direct traffic and keeping all us runners safe. So I'll see you.
Councilor Dibble.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I tried ringing Mr. Short several times today. We played telephone tag, just try to get a point of clarification on his petition here. The first question here is, what charities will this race walk benefit? And he cites local high school track teams. And I was just curious as to, whereas 100% of the road race is taking place here in Salem, maybe I'm unfamiliar with this one race, but I've run in a lot of them. Why to say local instead of just saying Salem High School? Perhaps it's other schools that are benefiting from that, and I have a concern about that. Why doesn't all the money stay here locally, whereas 100% of the race is here locally?
Councilor McCarthy.
Thank you, Mr. President. Not being a member of the Wicked Running Club, but the Wicked Running Club is based more than in just in the city of Salem, and they're the ones that are running it. But also, the Wicked Running Club, they do, full disclosure, my son applied for the scholarship that the Wicked Running Club has in the past. And when he was a senior, he had to write an essay, and as being a member of the Salem High School track team, both cross-country, winter, and spring for many years, he received an award from this. And I believe at the time, I think there were 5 or maybe 6 student athletes that were awarded scholarships through the Wicked Running Club. I think there were 2 Salems, a Marblehead. It's all local. It's nothing. It's Marble. It was 2 Salems, Marblehead, a Peabody, Danvers, and maybe a Beverly. I don't recall exact numbers, but it is basically around local because I know my sister-in-law is a member of the Wicked Running Club, and she lives in Beverly. So I mean, I know the club is very broad-based, and I understand the concern that the races all run in Salem, but it's a wonderful event, and I would hate to see it have to. The suggestion would be we'll move it to someplace else and then still benefit. I think it's a wonderful race, and I think a lot of people take part in it. So I appreciate the question, but I think that's the answer is it benefits more than just, Salem. It benefits all. It represents all of the communities which the runners represent. So.
Councilor Sargent.
With all due respect, I think it's a great event and a good charity, but the race is being run in Salem. The Salem people, Salem drivers, as Council Fumiko said, Salem residents are inconvenienced by this. And I think it's a lot easier to explain to them that it's benefiting the Salem High Track team. Now, if the Wicked Running Club has a race in Beverly, 100% go to the Beverly High Track team. I don't want the Salem track team to get a dime. The Beverly residents are inconvenienced. Let them have at it. They deserve it. They've earned it in a sense. So at some point, we have to get some kind of a hold with the charities that are benefited are local charities. And the money raised in Salem, the scholarship can go to a Salem student. The money raised in Beverly, Peabody, Marblehead, let it go to one of those students. We don't want a dime that was collected in another city. But if we're going to have all these road races, they have to start benefiting Salem charities, not just, we're regional to a sense, but, the fact that we have nobody's saying only Salem runners can run. People from all over the place can run. But something happened in Salem should have a benefit to Salem people. So, thank you.
Councilor Derby?
Councilor Torrio?
Thank you, Mr. President. Salem holds a lot of running events. There are events in other communities. There's events in Peabody. There are events in Beverly. Wicked Running Club is based in Salem. I am not a member, and I'm probably too slow for even that to be a member. But we approve races pretty routinely here that are for-profit races, and we approve races that are mainly for profit, where a small portion is going to a charity that's based in Salem or based regionally. And Wicked Running Club is a Salem institution. They have membership from around the area. They're not just a Salem, although they're based in Salem, they aren't just Salem members. Unfortunately, a couple of years ago, they had to move their kids' mile over to Marblehead because of issues in doing it here in Salem. And I don't have any problem with the Wicked Running Club as a benefit, as the organization that gets the revenues from this, and they use it they benefit Salem kids. They do benefit kids from other towns too, but this isn't a for-profit event that they're doing. This isn't something they're doing just to put money in their, money in their pockets. This is a club that's not in it to make as a business, and I have no problem at all with us approving doing something like that. I don't feel that it has to be only Salem people that benefit from the work that this club does, especially when we do approve events that are primarily for profit. I don't see any reason why we, need to restrict it to Salem only.
Thank you.
We wouldn't.
Further discussion, Councilor Epley.
Thank you, Mr. President. I don't know if any members of this body know, and perhaps they can answer this question, but I presume that Wicked Running Club hold street races in other communities. The council president, when he came down, mentioned Marblehead as one example. If there are other cities that would be involved as well, presumably those cities, when they hold their races, have similar considerations of what the charity is, which is local high schools. And so ostensibly, if people are running on Marblehead streets or on Peabody streets or on Beverly streets, all for the Wicked Running Club, they would be benefiting Salem students just as much as any other student. So I really don't see the issue with this as well. Second, this is noted as the 6th annual Miles Over the Moon race, and I don't know what the votes were in the past 6 years, but I would presume that they were. I'm going to presume again that each one of those were unanimous. So I'm kind of a little perplexed as to why we're debating this.
All right, Councilor Felico.
Thank you, Mr. President. Two quick things. Salem High School is not the only track team in Salem. We also have a charter public high school that has a track team as well. And then also some Salem students attend the new vocational school, as well as some other schools. Second thing is, I believe that there is a matter in our Community and Economic Development Committee right now to actually discuss these very matters we're discussing on the floor right now as far as guidelines and funding. I believe it was put in by Councilor Legault at the time. So as far as I know, that's still carried over to this year, and we could hold it if the good at-large councilor wants to take that on at any point. But that is before us, and we have discussed this many times before, but it is important to realize it's not just Salem High School that has track teams in the area.
Any further discussion? Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am actually a member of the Wicked Running Club, and this, along with the Frosty Four that's run on New Year's Day, these are both races that we do as a club to raise money for our scholarships that we give out to high school students, because we are not just a club that's based in Salem, that we do have members from all over the North Shore and actually other parts of the state and everything. And again, exactly what my colleague pointed out, that it isn't just the Salem High School track team that can benefit from this, but there are, as my other colleague pointed out, that there are Salem High kids that have benefited from these scholarships. And this is another, again, and you know, it's a great way to showcase Salem and to get other people to come to Salem. And you know what, the reality is that it's not just people that in Salem that are inconvenienced by this, because you know, my parents live in Marblehead, their friends are in Marblehead. They come over here all the time. People from Peabody, from other towns come over here. So while it is a bit of an inconvenience when the race is taking place, we're talking about only about an hour. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Councilor Sargent.
Through you, no disrespect, I'm curious, do you have any, if you're a member, do you have any idea what percentage of their races are run in Salem? If they run 20 races or 15 in Salem?
Thank you, Mr. President. We used to have more races in Salem, but now we have less races. So we have the Frosty Four, and then we have the Miles Over the Moon.
All right. Thank you. And they, just to you, Mr. President, it's just, they say, if we're having races that are strictly for profit, that's why that's issues in community and economic development, because it's like the streets of Salem aren't quite for sale. You know, it's we understand we do a lot of charitable work, and there's a lot of charities in Salem, and every race should have you know, a certain percentage going to charity, and there should be some kind of accounting also, not just this race, but if race has been going on for so long, they should be able to come in and give us last year's figures, the year before figures, and look at the expenses versus what's given out. But you know, it's really not unreasonable. We're not trying to say that members can't be from out of town. We're not being, you know, parochial like that. But as far as things being run in Salem, I think they should go to a Salem charity. You know, it's just my own feeling, and we'll see how that goes in committee, and we'll work on it. But
Move the question.
Councilor, I'll just point out just very quickly, in the paperwork that we got, we have the breakdown of their expenses and profit from it that went into their scholarship fund after this was finished.
from last year,
From last year.
did we get that?
Yeah,
It's in the packet. It's the last page.
Last page?
They generated $2,866.32 after expenses that went into their fund. So, Councilor Famigo?
Move the question.
So Counselor Finico moves. Question on the motion for adoption. All those in favor? Oppose? So moved. Further petitions.
We have a list of license applications for public guide and taxi operators.
Counselor McCarthy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that these matters be granted.
Counselor McCarthy moves that these be granted. Under discussion.
No discussion, Mr. President.
Waive the reading.
Thank you. On Counselor McCarthy's motion that these be granted. All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Further petitions.
We have 2 drain layer contract operator licenses.
Counselor McCarthy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that these matters be granted.
Counselor McCarthy moves they be granted. Under discussion.
No discussion, Mr. President.
Seeing no further discussion on Counselor McCarthy's motion, these be granted. All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Further petitions.
We have 1 claim.
Counselor McCarthy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that this matter be referred to the Committee on License Orders and Legal Affairs.
Counselor McCarthy moves that this be referred to the Committee on License and Legal Affairs. Under discussion.
No discussion, Mr. President.
Seeing no discussion on Counselor McCarthy's motion, all those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Unfinished business.
We have second passage of an ordinance amending traffic, Chapter 42, Section 50B, handicap parking, Foster Street.
Counselor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for second and final passage.
Counselor Gerard moves for second and final passage. Under discussion.
No discussion.
On Counselor Gerard's motion for second and final passage, all those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Further unfinished business.
We have second passage of an ordinance amending traffic, Chapter 42, Section 57A, parking time limited unmetered zone, Bertuccio Ave.
Counselor Lovely.
Second and final passage.
Counselor Lovely moves for second and final passage. Under discussion.
No discussion.
Thank you. On Counselor McCarthy, Counselor Lovely's motion for second and final passage, all those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Counselor Fury.
Motion to adjourn, Mr. President.
Counselor Fury moves we adjourn. All those in favor? Opposed? We are adjourned.
Keep it.